Hello, and welcome to our webinar series. Today, I will be discussing our study abroad classes that we offer at the University of Southern California Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. We are the oldest and largest institution to offer programs in aging. So my name is Angela. I'm one of the admission counselors here. I have provided our information here, as well as a QR code for you to scan so you can get more information. So I will be discussing our study abroad courses that we offer. We do offer short-term study abroad programs. They occur twice a year. One session is at the end of our spring semester, and we call it our Maymester. It starts at the end of May and continues till early June. When it comes to cost, it is connected to a student's spring tuition. Our July Mester is similar to our Maymester, but it is offered at the end of July till early to mid-August. It is connected to a student's fall semester tuition. All courses start with a week in Los Angeles on our campus, and the remainder of class takes students to their respective location. Our faculty do a great job in teaching the coursework while also providing time for students to explore the country. So we are joined by two students who just came back from their study abroad classes. First, we have Amor Mathersheth. She is a current student for our Masters of Science in Gerontology, and she was previously an undergraduate for our Bachelors of Science in Human Development and Aging. She went to two study abroad courses this summer. The first was Gero 489, which takes students to Nicoya, Costa Rica. And the second was Gero 499, which takes students to different parts of the UK, such as England, Scotland, and Ireland. She is currently working on publishing an article on how stigmas of high BMIs affect Black and Brown women in healthcare settings. Thank you for joining us. Our second student is Adam Hughes. He is currently in his first year of our Masters of Science in Nutritional Science program. He went to Gero 498, which takes students to Genoa, Italy. He is currently a student research assistant for Dr. Vicinanza on his current research project. He plans to continue his education and earn his doctorate within the next 6 years. Thank you for joining us, Adam. So now I will briefly go over every study abroad course that we offer, first starting off with the Maymester courses. Longevity and Death Among Ancient and Modern European Populations, Gero 493 is nicknamed our Death and Dying course, as it explores the practices and ceremonies of ancient civilizations. It examines the connection between diet, health, and disease. This class is led by our faculty member, Dr. Susan Ingidanos. It takes students to different cities in Italy, such as Rome, Florence, Orvieto, Naples, and Tarquinia. And here is the most recent class that went. Nutrition, Genes, Longevity, and Diseases, Gero 498, is a required course for 3 of our nutrition programs: the Masters of Science in Nutrition, Health Span, and Longevity, our Masters of Science in Nutritional Science, and our Masters of Science in Lifespan Nutrition and Dietetics. This biochemistry course is led by our faculty member, Dr. Walter Longo, and he specializes in mimicking intermittent fasting diets. Students in this course study how nutrition and genes play a role in longevity and disease. Students travel to Genoa, Italy, and have opportunities to visit clinics and hospitals in the area. Finding the Key to a Long, Happy Life in Nicoya, Costa Rica's Blue Zone, Gero 489 studies blue zones, which are areas where scientists find a large population of older adults over the age of 100. There are many blue zones around the world, and students in this class go to 2 blue zones, one in Loma Linda, California, and the other in Nicoya, Costa Rica. Dr. John Walsh is one of our beloved professors and specializes in neuroscience and biology. Students really immerse themselves in the beach lifestyle and do activities such as yoga, surfing, and meditation. And here is a recent pic of the class that just came back. South Korea's rapid population aging, how to turn challenges into opportunities. Gerald 499 takes students to South Korea and explores the increasingly aging population. Dr. Ree takes students to local universities to learn from professors specializing in aging to learn more about the policies in the country. And the last class is the July Mester class that we offer, and it is Genetics of Aging in England, Ireland, and the United States. Gerald 499 takes students to England and Ireland. It explores how genetics and the environment play a role in longevity. It uses fiction and folklore to understand the origin of genetics. And this class is led by our Associate Dean, Dr. Sean Curran. So I will be now asking questions that we most commonly get from prospective students. First, I'll ask Amor. So why did you choose the course or the country that you studied in, as you studied to two different places this summer?
Yes. So for this summer, I went on a Maymester in Costa Rica, which we went over, we went to the Blue Zone, so Nicoya, Costa Rica. We essentially stayed in the beach part, and then for my July semester, I went to Ireland. I chose those to go to because I've always wanted to go to a Blue Zone. A lot of, especially being a gerontology major, I like knowing about healthy aging and how there are centenarians and like what their lifestyles are in order to live that long. So as soon as I heard about the class taught by John Walsh, I immediately wanted to go on it. Also because I took a class with him this semester or this past spring semester. If anybody knows John Walsh, they know his teaching style, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I was like, I want to take this class with him, especially exploring the blue zones. And then for the July semester in Ireland, I had heard a lot about studies done in the UK and Ireland that just studies older populations, and there was a specific organization called Haggis, not the food, but it was healthy aging in Scotland, and they do like longitudinal studies on people over the age of 50, and just more research and biological examining of older adults and just seeing how they live and just getting a broader understanding on our aging population.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Adam, are students responsible for booking accommodations at each location?
Thanks for that question, Angela. Actually, the collaboration amongst everyone, the class does a really good job of setting everything up. So you have a guide throughout the class that will send you an email that gives you a blueprint for everything that needs to be purchased, from the train ticket to where you're going to meet to the timing. So it's very, very organized, but you are responsible for buying the tickets yourself. But it's extremely organized, and you work with everyone together, so it works out really well.
Awesome. Thank you. So this question is for you both. What was studied at USC in the weeks before departing to your destination? If you want to go first, Amor.
We studied, once again, like because I was going to a blue zone, we studied all of the blue zones actually. So the ones in Okinawa, Japan, Ikaria, Greece, Sardinia, Italy, Loma Linda, California, and then Nicoya, Costa Rica. And we also studied just biological aging. So like stress factors and how stem cells play a role into the aging process. It was essentially like a mini class briefing us for what we were going to learn and see inside of the respective countries that I went to, at least.
And I could add to that, the first week of 498 is really Dr. Vatolongo. He comes in and does a kickoff for the first week and gives you an explanation of what the next 3 weeks are going to be like. And then each day, a different guest lecturer comes in and talks on different topics. So everything brain disease to nutrition, and then lays out the following 3 weeks. So it's a great collaboration and bringing everyone together, and you get to meet all your classmates and talk about the next 3 weeks. So it works out really well.
Nice. And then I'll go first with you, Adam, is at your destination you're in Italy. Where were the classes held?
So the classes were held at the university, which is also at the hospital. And it's really neat because each day you get to go to a new classroom. And sometimes you repeat different classrooms, but you just kind of get a different classroom each day to kind of see just different buildings. There's different artwork in the classrooms. So it's really, really cool. But again, going back to the organization, it's laid out so nice that you have a meeting point each morning. So you'll walk to class together, then you have your meeting point, then there's the guide that takes you in. So you get a lot of exposure to the university and the hospital. It's really nice.
Awesome. And Amor, were your classes held in the beach?
For for Costa Rica, a lot of the classes were held and not in the traditional classroom setting. So we did a lot of field trips and everything to like kind of explore the country and see the people, and really had like a more hands-on experience. So classes could be in front of a waterfall to at someone's grandmother's house in front, and we're just talking and communing with everybody and just learning more about aging in said country or in Costa Rica. That was a bit, it's like non-traditional, but you definitely do get the most out of it. As for the UK and Ireland, we were staying in dorms, so most of our classes would be held either at the universities we were staying at. So for one of them, it was at like Pollock Halls at University of Edinburgh. Another one was at University of Stirling, just a lot of different classroom settings that we were in. So yeah.
Great. I'm so jealous of both locations. And so were you both given free time to explore after classes or in between, studying?
I could start on that one. Yes, the classes are Monday through Friday. You know your schedule ahead of time. You do need to allocate some time to do some studying and some follow-up and class work, but you have free time on the weekends. Again, going back to that first week, the organization is great. You get an understanding of your schedule for those 3 weeks, and there's events that they set up. We cooked together. We did a cooking class together. We went to different restaurants. We went on a walking tour. So you're not obligated to go to them, but it's the participation's great. So you'll have plenty of free time to do what you want. And I think a lot of my classmates, they talked about it even that first week and kind of planned different excursions. So it was pretty nice.
Oh, awesome. How exciting.
Like how Adam said, there are like a lot of optional opportunities, but most of the time everybody went on them. They didn't like skip out on that. You do have a good amount of free time. As far as we usually would end classes around noon because we would start pretty early. So we had the rest of the day. But once again, you might want to be studying, writing your paper, whatever. And then we were allotted maybe like 4 days just randomly in the week, and we mostly had weekends off for like free time. So
Awesome. Great. And are there assignments and exams while abroad? I'm sure with the biochemistry portion of the 498, I'm sure it would be very heavy in that area as well.
Yeah, I could add on that. Yeah, there's definitely assignments. We had a midterm, we had a final exam, but again, it builds on each other. Each day we go over a new topic and it builds to that midterm to the final. And you could record the lectures and the collaboration amongst all the classmates getting together and making sure that all of us understanding the material. It went over really well.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Mine weren't per se exam heavy, but they were writing heavy. So for Costa Rica, we had to do a daily journal, and we had a final presentation, and also like a PowerPoint slide thing we had to do that kind of was pitching an idea to like city officials about policy on aging we could change. And then for UK and Ireland, same thing, we had to write op-eds. And then we also had a final presentation. So a lot of make sure you're ready to speak. So
Great. Yeah, and then do you both, or Amor, if you want to share first some of your favorite aspects of the classes?
some of my favorite aspects definitely were the location of where they booked everything. So in Costa Rica, everything, we were like in a small town and everything was local. So we could, took to different places. Once again, how the classes were just like learning in outlandish places that weren't traditional classroom settings. That was nice. And then in the UK, yeah, everything was really local and we could like walk to different shops and we were just in a college town almost.
Oh,
So like a lot of things available to us.
great.
Wow, that sounds exciting. I may have to take that class next year or more.
Yes,
It's awesome.
yes.
Uh, Talking a little bit about 498, some of the aspects I just absolutely loved. That first week coming together and getting to meet everyone and Dr. Valtolongo and going over the class, but really your first day in Genoa, that's where Dr. Valtolongo is from. So you meet together and then you go on a walking tour with him. So you get to ask him questions, walk to the city center, just kind of see his methodology and what he really loves about Italy and where he's from. And then the class really crescendos into the final day. After you do your final exam, you're done just before noon. You spend the remainder of the day as a class going to, I won't try to pronounce in Italy, but the 5 cities, Cinque Terre, I think they call it. And you get to go and with your class and go take a boat and spend time together and really going over everything you learned the last 4 weeks and talking about the centenarians and everything. So the whole experience it's really life-changing. And we talked about the biochem part of it. Definitely touch up on that before the class, but the whole thing was just a beautiful experience.
Awesome. And I have one last question just to tie everything up, is that if you could give some advice to future students, maybe those that are possibly considering a study abroad class, what would it be?
I could start with that. Just continuing on what I was saying, advice would be if you're taking 498, just to touch up on your biochemistry. If Dr. Valtolongo is still teaching the class, maybe perhaps read a book or two that or some of his research studies, because it all ties together that class. So I would do that. And then really that first week where it's in Los Angeles, meet all your classmates, talk to them, see if you could set some time aside to map out what those next 3 weeks are going to be like. And then really when you get to the location, just walk around, walk to class, talk to people, go do the cooking class that they do at nighttime, because you get to really sit with the locals and hand cook pasta, and it's a beautiful experience. So that's my recommendations.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
And I would like to recommend for anybody going on any May masters or July masters, just do a little bit of research on the country that you're going to, because yes, it is a class and you are going to be doing the work, but on your free times, you want to make sure that you're getting the most of where you're going, because it is a study abroad still, and you want to make sure that you're really using all the time you can in those 2 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks, because it goes by fast. And yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, I want to say thank you again so much, Amor and Adam, for taking the time to help answer these questions. And we look forward to welcoming new students as well to the future study abroad classes. And again, I will put our information here on the last slide. Any questions that you may have, you can reach us on our website. We have an email as well as a phone number. So thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.